welcome to 2023. Now it's almost halfway through January by the time I have finally had a chance to sit down and film this video, but better late than never. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year break. We certainly had a nice time. It was very low-key. Nothing over exciting, so which was good. We all needed a rest, and yes, it was nice to take a break. I feel terrible that I didn't actually finish off my Vlogmas filming, but I did actually film things for Christmas Eve, but then I never got around to editing them and the moment kind of passed. But Vlogmas was an interesting experience and it's something that I'm keen to do again next year, but be a little bit more organised about it. So let me know if you've got any feedback or things that you might want to see next year, and I'll try and incorporate that. We've got all year to think about it. But 2023, can you believe it? Time is just flying by. I love the new year for, don't get me wrong, I don't like the cold and the dark and the weather, but I love the whole fresh New Year feeling. I don't subscribe to New Year's resolutions or the whole New Year, new me kind of thing. That's not up my street, but I do like, I like new stationery, I like a new calendar, I like a new diary full of possibilities, and it just feels like a really great time to sort of reorganise and reassess. And in all aspects of life, I can't tell you how many drawers have been turned out in the last couple of weeks and sorted out in our house, which is nice. But that also applies to sewing. I've had a bit of a sore throat, so I need all the tea I can get at the moment. So yes, sewing plans. Usually I would come on with a sort of very specific list of fabrics and patterns, combinations to show you about what projects I'm going to be making in the next couple of months, but I just wanted this video to be a little bit more of a sewing intentions for 2023. Some sort of different things that I want to do. I've identified a few sort of gaps in my wardrobe, and I've got a few ideas. I've been reflecting on different things that I want to try. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have my big blue book. This contains all of my plans for the business, from everything from overall strategy down to what I'm going to say to you on YouTube. So I've written some things down in here. So, number one on the list, and these are in no particular order, these are just things I want to try and attempt, hopefully in the next year. Because I don't want to set a make 9. Make 9s are far too specific, and I've done that before and failed because my eye just gets caught with new pattern releases throughout the year and different seasons, so I can't anticipate now what I want to sew over the next 12 months. I'm going to take it and see. But I do want to have a go. Number one is to try making jeans. Now, if I open my wardrobe, the vast majority of it is handmade now, which is amazing, but I still buy ready-to-wear jeans, which I don't have a problem with. In fact, I actually really like jeans from Tesco. But it just feels like that one thing that I've not tackled yet, and it would be great to nail down a really good pattern. The only thing that's holding me back at this moment in time is I'm not really convinced on style. I'm not really sure what I want to do, whether I want to do sort of a skinny jean or a wide leg or maybe like a mom style situation. The only thing I do know is that I want them to be high-waisted. I love high waists. Growing up in the sort of late 90s, early 2000s, where really low slung hipster jeans were the thing, I never had the body type that looked like Christina Aguilera. I never had that washboard stomach, and most people didn't. But so for me, that was a horrible time of always pulling my pants and oh yeah, did nothing for body confidence. And in the last few years, along have come high-waisted jeans, and oh, tucking everything in, having a warm back. You can tell I'm in my late 30s now, but that hitting my waist at its narrowest point as well, I just feel so comfortable in them. So yes, but I'd like to do that in a real sort of rigid denim. I will show you, this is the heaviest denim that I stock, and this is 11.5 ounces, but you can see it's a true sort of indigo colour. It's lovely and thick. So I want to go with that classic jeans look and feel. And obviously, you know, some nice sort of gold top stitching would be great there. I felt really encouraged after having a go at the denim jacket last year. I was like, if I can do a denim jacket and everything that that entails, I can do jeans. I can do trousers. Jeans are just trousers in denim, aren't they? I don't know why I've got a bit of a blocker on them. So, pattern-wise, the only one that's really calling to me at the moment are the Megan Nielsen. Whoops! Come back. So professional. The Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans. I will pop a good pattern cover picture there. But it says Dawn is a classic high-waisted rigid jean pattern set. Includes 4 coats and multiple lengths for tall, regular and cropped. So I've got a lot of options to pick from there. And there's a shorts option on there too. So that is really calling to me at the moment. I did consider the closet cord ginger jeans because those have obviously been very popular in the sewing community, but I don't think I want skinny. I think I want to go with more of a slim leg possibly. I don't know. I will keep you updated, but yes, jeans. Tea. Okay, number 2 on the list is to make another coat. Now, I made my coat, I will pop a picture in here, I made my first coat this time last year, and it was a Simplicity like a trench coat pattern, which I did in a heavier fabric, and I was really pleased with it. And in fact, I've been wearing it today. It's starting to get a little bit of wear. I love it and I'm happy with it made up, but the only problem that I have is the weather here is, obviously if you don't know, I'm in the north of England. It rains a lot. It is windy a lot. We have the biggest offshore wind farm in Europe off the coast of Barrow-in-Furness, so it gives you an insight into the weather. It's quite normal for everybody to walk around in full waterproof jacket and trousers here, so I haven't had a huge amount of wear out of my coat in the way that I would like. It's not like sort of walking around a city with a little umbrella and a nice handbag. We don't even bother with brollies here, they just get obliterated. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't worn it as much as I would like, but that being said, I'd still like to make another one. I really like that coat, but this time I would like to move on to something that has a lining, that has a fixed closure, because that one is just belted, which is lovely, but I want something that's got buttons. And I would also like a longer length. Now, that particular coat looks great with like what I'm wearing today, which is the Tilly and the Buttons Marni dress. But if I'm wearing a midi length dress, it doesn't feel quite right because I end up closing the coat and then there's all dress sticking out of the bottom. So I think I'd like to make something in a longer length. Possibly, I'd say single-breasted. I'm unsure on sort of lapels and things at the moment. So I don't really have a pattern in mind, but I do have a fabric that I want to use. And it's this beautiful oatmeal Italian coating. It's not overly heavy, and I think that this one is 80% wool to 20% polyester, but it's got a very soft touch to it, a lovely drape, and it's very classic and neutral. So I think a long length coat in that would be beautiful. Yeah, possibly something off the style of the By Hand London Romana coat, maybe, but that feels like such a big involved project. It scares me to say that out loud. So yes, I would like to make another coat. That may not be this winter and spring, it might be later on in the year, but that's definitely an intention that's floating around. Okay, 3 is to try some new to me indie brands. So I feel a bit like, if you watch this channel regularly, you know that I love Tilly and the Buttons and I love Sew Over It, and I sew so much with their patterns because they just fit me well. I like their instructions, I like their styles, but I don't want to get stuck in a rut with that. And one of the beauties of having the A0 printer is that when people's orders come through, I get to see like all these new names and brands and styles flashing before my eyes, and sometimes I spend a lot of time thinking, what's that pattern? I'm like looking at the pieces, so I'll go away and Google it, and yeah, and it's just really made me think there are so many designers out there, and some smaller designers which I'm just not finding out about, not keeping in touch with those new styles. So I really want to just try and branch out a little bit and try something different this year. In particular, I've seen a lot of people getting Love Notions patterns printed, so I'd like to have a look at those. But if you have any suggestions for indie brands that you think I would like, pop them in the comments below and I'll have a look, because yeah, I'm just up for some new ideas. Just want to branch out a bit and try something different. That being said, I'm sure I will still be sticking with my true loves of Tilly and Sew Over It, but you know, there's room for others. Okay, number 4, I have written down to make a jumpsuit. And a jumpsuit is something that I haven't made before, and what would be really nice about making a jumpsuit is I can't buy them in the shops. I am 5'5", and proportionally compared to ready-to-wear sizing, my torso is short. I'm kind of short, like petite between the shoulders and the bust. And my legs are a little bit longer than standard sizes allow. So sometimes, and this is a running joke between my husband and I, people think that I'm tall, and I'm not. I'm 5'5". I'm just very average height-wise. So I struggle to get jumpsuits to fit from the shops. So I really like the ones where they've got a wrap over bodice. But so when I try those on in the shops, I will pull them on and the wrap will be way too low because that waist just needs lifting. So yeah, it's something that I want to try. I want to make one hopefully for the summer, you know, like a kind of a comfy play suit kind of feel would be nice. And then if that works out, it would be nice to make a dressier one, maybe in something really lovely like a satin back crepe or something a little bit sparkly for next Christmas time. So yes, number 4 was a jumpsuit. Okay, moving on to number 5 is to try making more bags. Now, bag making, what's going on with my hair? Bag making is something that I really would like to lean into a little bit more in 2023. I've just never really gotten into it, but I've always been fascinated by it, and I get a lot of patterns through the Simplicity book, and I'm like, ooh. And I do stock some bag making components, so it's just something that I'm curious about, that I really like projects that are that little, like you can put a kit together and make something and there's no fitting involved, and you can use nice crisp woven fabrics. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go this year, and that's going to be interesting as well in how I can add bags to my sort of handmade outfits and sort of just broaden my handmade wardrobe a little bit with bags as well. So it's possibly a rabbit hole that I might fall down. I've recently started stocking noodle head bag patterns as well, and they are gorgeous. So I'm definitely going to have to give one of those a go this year. Okay, number 6 is to make more tops and dresses, and that is so generic, but so I'm a big believer in sort of looking for gaps in the wardrobe, and as I was saying, most of my wardrobe is handmade, but I just don't feel like I've got enough selection sometimes, and in particular it's just things like tops. I'll have, like at the moment now in my winter wardrobe, I've maybe got 2 or 3 really nice skirts, and yeah, I just don't have the tops that go with, if you know what I mean. So what I really need to do is sit down and look at what skirts and trousers I've got and think about what tops I need to wear with those, because quite often you'll end up just picking out nice prints and making tops that don't necessarily go with bottoms that I already have. In particular, I want to make a nice wrap over, a mock wrap t-shirt. And I've been looking at patterns this morning actually, and I was kind of hoping to get something that was more of a cropped length with a band on the bottom for sitting on top of jeans and things, but I can't seem to find it. The closest thing I can come across actually that's been calling out to me for a long time is the Cashmerette Dartmouth top. However, I'm not sure whether the sizing would be right for me or not, but I can maybe adjust it down a little bit. But yes, I like how that wraps over. I just don't think I want all that length, but that might be something I can work with. That's a base to work with. I don't want a genuine wrap because I don't want to be faffing with the ties, but I do like that mock wrap style. So that's that one. And I've also got the Megan Nielsen Rowan in my stash, which I meant to make up last year, maybe even the year before. I put it in one of my plans videos, never got around to it, and I've got maybe 2 or 3 pieces of jersey pre-washed and sat on the shelf out there to make the turtleneck version, and I really want to give that a go, and I think that would solve a few of my dilemmas with tops to wear with bottoms. So it's just about putting outfits together. Oh, just threw that on the floor. Everything's going on the floor today. Yes, and dresses wise, at the moment, I'm finding it hard to be inspired right now. January is a bit of a strange time for clothing inspiration, I find. But yes, I feel like I would like this summer for there to be more floaty, voluminous styles. I'm thinking more big sleeve energy. Just, yeah, pretty dresses is all I can say. That's just what I'm feeling at the moment, and I'd just like to add a few more pretty things to my wardrobe. Just for that feel-good factor, just to open it and think, today I fancy that dress. And yeah, that's it. And I've just picked out as well, I picked out the Cleo pattern again, because I've made this pattern a few times now. But I've always made it in the short version to wear with leggings, and I don't really wear leggings anymore, but my short versions are a bit too short to wear with tights. So I would like to make another Cleo but in the longer length, and probably just in a nice straightforward denim. So those are kind of my loose plans. I don't think I need to add any more to that because that's quite a bit already, and if I manage to try all of those things, I will be quite pleased with myself. So let me know what you think, and let me know what your sewing plans are. I'd be really fascinated to hear. Just pop them in the comments below. But yes, we'll have a look at the end of the year how we're getting on, and see where we get to, and see how I get on with some of those ideas, because yeah, 2023 feels like it's gonna be an exciting year. I've got lots of plans for the business, some of which I can talk about, some of which are just swirling around in my brain, but it feels like, well, I feel like it's going to be a good year, and you know, that feels like quite a thing to say out loud given the state of the economy, the fact that we have a cost of living crisis. It doesn't feel like a good time to be thinking about sort of expanding and business plans and things like that, but I do feel really enthused and positive for the future, so I am going to carry that energy and put it out into the universe and hope that it pays off, because nothing ventured, nothing gained and all that. So I can't wait to let you in on what I'm thinking. But I can tell you one thing I am planning for 2023, and that is that I will be at the Stitch Festival in London at the Design Centre at the end of March. So I will pop a link below for tickets, but do let me know if you're going to be coming to the Stitch Festival. Yeah, Harrogate was great for us back in November, and I would like to do it again, but to go down south and see some of my lovely customers who I've never had a chance to see in the flesh before. So we've done one up north, so this time we're going to go down south, and actually for a bunch of country bumpkins from the northwest of England in a very rural location. It's quite a big deal going to London, actually. I really don't go to the capital very often at all. So yeah, it's very exciting, but we are booked in, we've got our stand, we've got our accommodation sorted, so I look forward to seeing you there. You'll have to let me know if you come in, and yeah, that's all good. Right, I'm going to leave it there before I waffle on too long, but I hope you're all well, and I will speak to you soon. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more content and more of the things that I make and do this year, please do like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and it really, really helps. So you take care, I will see you soon, and happy sewing.